No time for a martini, remain standing. It's a Thrifty Quickie on Mid-Century Wasted. Today in this episode of Thrifty Quickie, I decided to walk to Savers since it's right across the street from my house. It was the evening when I went. It was about an hour before they closed, and I wanted to see how the pickings were so close to the end of the day. And look, it only took me 6.5 minutes, and that's including waiting at a stoplight. Pretty awesome. I started with the holiday items this time, mixing it up a little bit. This cute doll with the cute face, she looked like she had been repainted, so I put her back, even though she was quite adorable. This squirrel was slipping out of my hand, so I'm like, no. It had batteries on the bottom, so obviously it wasn't old. They always have lots of Santa mugs and things. It's usually a lot of newer Christmas. We all know these painted hobbyist Mrs. Claus and Santa pieces. It was okay, but it was giant and I'm not going to mess with it. It cost too much to ship. This little piggy was cute. He had a slot in his head. Maybe he was an eyeglass holder. I wasn't sure, but he was like almost $5. That blue cup was still there, so I looked at it, visited it, said hi again. I liked this carved wooden vase with the dragon on it. I thought it was kind of awesome, but I couldn't tell if it was new or old or what. It was $9.49, so I put it back. I figured that's too expensive. This vase was just a modern piece, so I put that back too. This vase with the fan and the birds on it, it looked like it had some age to it, maybe 80s, $7.49. I was trying to read the bottom. I don't know. It's just not my style, so I really left it because of that reason. Here's a Yadro, I think. I mean, it looks like it. $8.49. That's definitely a category of collectibles I know zippity-doo-dah about. So there it is. It's nice. If you want it, go get it. It's at Savers in Huntington Beach. This old candle was $3.99. I liked it. It had some angels around the edges and it looked like it had some age, but shipping candles in summer is a big no-no, so I passed. Here's a Baby Yoda plushie, you know. Just looking for my kids, although they have plenty of plushies. Okay, here I am being a 13-year-old boy and thinking that it'd be really funny to draw an I in between the N and the S. Yep, that's my sense of humor. Here's a Hawaii scrapbook that was kind of cute. It was unused, but the kind of touristy things I tend to pass on. This box was great. I liked it, but it didn't open. It was locked and the clasp was missing or something. And then I turned it to the side and I saw that there was a big gaping hole on the side. So it was like, oh, okay, easy pass on that one. I loved the look of this carafe. I was picking it up carefully because it seemed like it was a little loose on the top, but it was beautiful. Look at the shape and just the overall look of it. But it was $9.99 and that's just kind of a hard sell. It's a very specialty item, so I left it. It's a little regretful. There was a bunch of these silver rimmed cocktail glasses, champagne glasses, but right now I just have way too much barware. Even these were really nice, these little champagne glasses, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. They're heavy to ship. You got to package them really well. There was more up here. It's just a lot to ship. It's a lot to store. I found these beautiful. I don't know, some kind of champagne glass or something. They were beautiful, but $6.49 for the pair. I don't know. So if you watched my Thrifty Quickie from a few days ago, you saw I picked up a bunch of these single shakers. Well, this is why you go back every day, right? Here's another bag of them. Here's some more. And one of them said Nippon. How cool is that? I hardly ever find Nippon pieces. Here's a bag of rubber stamps. And I'm going to just cut to the quick and say, yes, I bought these. I don't know why. Never have I ever bought a bag of rubber stamps before. There was all different kinds, all different ages. I liked the ones with wooden handles and I was like, screw it. Let's try this. Something new for me to try, you know? This bag looked like it had some interesting things, although it didn't look overly old. And after further inspection, it looked like that turtle in there may have been missing some of its enamel. See how it's like a white spot is missing on the top? Digging more in the bags, I kind of had to creep back into the back here because I caught a glimpse of an owl. So now we have to do the bag shuffle, you know, where we take them all off, put them on the ground to get to the one in the back that we want. And oh, it's got the Japan sticker and it's so cute. Please don't be broken. Please don't be broken. Please don't be broken. I don't see any breaks. I don't see any chips. Yes. Okay. Now my hands are full with bags. So we have to walk over and get a basket. I don't grab a basket right away. I wait till I find something that's basket worthy, and yeah, we're good. As I was walking back to the bags, I passed by a shelf that I already shopped at, and these definitely were not here a couple minutes ago. Forgive me if I use the wrong terms, but I haven't researched them yet. I believe these are Arabic or Muslim peg dolls, kind of like Kokeshi dolls, but from the Middle East. I do have a couple of these already at home, and I'm very fascinated by them. So I was like, I'm going to take a gamble on these, and I'm going to pick these up too. All right, now back to the bags. There's this big giant bag of Christmas stuff. Took a little time to look through it. It looked like a lot of maybe 80s, 90s ornaments, and then I found a bunch of shambles of scraps at the bottom, meaning a lot had been broken probably. Here's a Tigger. He's marked Disney Japan, so he's older, and I thought I looked him over really, really well, but unfortunately once I got him home, there is a chip on him. He was $3.99. There's a couple other pieces in the bag though that might be redeeming. Here's an angel, a kissy angel for $3.99. I did see a hole in the bag, and I brought her to the front in case somebody wanted her, but she was obviously missing her mate. Here's a bag of blue fish somethings. I think maybe chopstick holders or knife rests. I'm not totally sure. I meant to look those up and I never did. So yep, there they were. Here's some strange kind of Dungeons and Dragons kind of shit that I don't want. I found these seahorse metal salt and pepper shakers. They were $6. And again, that's another thing that I was going to look up and I didn't. I'm scanning the Pyrex aisle and all the Pyrex is gone. I don't know what happened. Did somebody buy that dishwasher damaged one? That's amazing and stupid. The one thing about shopping at the end of the day like this is I did have to rush. So again, like I didn't look things up. I couldn't really take my time. I was rummaging through the books here, but I was just kind of glancing at them. I didn't have time to really delve into them deeply and figure out what they were or if they were worth picking up or what. So I was just kind of looking at face value, see if any were cheap enough where I could just grab one and gamble on it. And some of the titles were definitely intriguing, that's for sure. Ultimately, I did not buy any books today, but they did have more vintage books than they had in the past. So maybe one of these days I'll really take some time and look up some of these titles, see if they're worth anything. Here was a book called Roots, and I was wondering if that's the same Roots as the miniseries from like the 70s, you know, with Kunta Kinte and everything. Here was a jewelry stand. I was interested in this. I have a couple of these to photograph jewelry that I have to sell for a friend, and this was a smaller one. I was just checking it to make sure all these little scraps would come off, and they did, but it had no price on it. So when I took it to the front, the manager was kind of like, oh, we don't really get these very often, and I could tell he kind of just wanted to keep it, probably to use for a store display, so he priced it way too high, so I ended up putting it back anyway. My total spend today was $30.53 after my discount, because I always have a coupon, always 20% off coupon all the time. Here's a closer look at the stuff I got in the bags, since they were hard to see inside the bags. Here's the cutie little owl from Japan. He had a tiny bit of paint loss, but seriously nothing problematic, and I'm so happy with him. There was also this little weird bear in here, Cherished Teddies. I'll have to look him up to see if he's worth anything, otherwise he's going back to Savers. And again, here's my sweet little single salt and pepper shakers that I'm so fond of now. This one's marked Nippon, which is awesome. So I have a bunch of these now. Here's the little peg doll family. Here's my collection of way too many stamps. And then here's the Tigger bag. This Limoges, France little boot might redeem me on this one. But see, look, he did have a big chip on his foot. How did I miss that? I'm so bummed. If anybody is interested in him, please just send me an email. I'm just trying to recoup my investment at this point, so he wouldn't cost much. So that was all I got from Savers, but there was one more thing, this amazing Native American owl that I got at an estate sale today for only $5. Isn't he great? He's so big. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.